So we've got a nice Guatemala bean today. BSB, welcome in. Glad to see you see Father's VIP badge. But today's beans are from Fat Beans Coffee Lab. He's been a big supporter of this channel. He roasts beans live on Twitch. It's really cool. But as these, along with quite a few of our and championing that VIP badge since day one. Whatever, BSB, whatever. But the Bean Man, he was in here earlier. Fat Beans Coffee Lab. For most of these beans that I've roasted, not roasted, but drank and rated on this channel are from Brian. But he roasts. But hey, for sure, no. But he roasts them live on Twitch. It's actually how I found him. It's really cool. Most of the times that I order beans from him, I usually try to make sure that anybody interested in them know that he's doing it. He does a bunch of farmers markets during the summer. He is a history teacher by day. He's a really cool dude. He really knows his shit about beans. I've learned a lot about coffee just by watching him, asking questions from him. I'm in his Discord too, so if I ever have a question about a bean, he's usually pretty quick to respond to it as well. He's got to understand my palate pretty well. Since I've been a repeat customer with him, he's formed the roast that he does for me to accommodate that. I'm a darker roast kind of guy. I enjoy my dark coffees, just because that's just what I've always drank, and it's what I've become accustomed to. Just that little bit of extra kick, that little bit of extra bitterness, and he's gotten quite a few good beans from it. I know some of the medium roasts he's done a little bit darker for me, just because he knows that's how I like my coffee. And he is a great dude. I cannot stress enough how much I appreciate his support of this channel and all the people that I've gotten to know through him. He's a really good dude. If you guys, if that's something you're interested in, go check him out. If you want to try any of the beans that I've tried that are from Brian, you can go on his website and order them, especially this Guatemalan Huehuetenango. No, I've got no idea. What do you think? Huehuetenango? Tenango? But yeah. So we're looking for some dark chocolate nutty smoothness, which should be a very decent cup of coffee. I noticed with most of these dark roasts, a lot of them are have that chocolatiness. I don't know if that's a thing with dark roast. Sounds like somebody I know, right? It's tango. But so the beans come in. These are all whole beans that I get. Rip beans. They fell down. But they are all whole beans that I get from Brian. They are all roasted to perfection. He does the best to take out all the impurities that he can. I know he's got a UV light and everything that he uses in order to... I've never been a coffee drinker. Hey, that's all right, dude. I drink enough coffee for the both of us. And probably about 7 more people. Pook's dropping some fat beans. I know. They were too fat. They couldn't handle... Hey, no problem, dude. They couldn't handle the... High five. High five. But thank you for the follow. High fives to you. Much appreciated. When you order them, you do come in these awesome bags. These last batch they gave us have been resealable with a vent. Usually that's what he gives us for like our monthly sub, like the one that we'll probably have next week. Our Costa Rican bean. Looking forward to that as well. And sealed to you. Those beans dropped it like it's hot. You know what they say when the pimp's in the crib, man. But so we are looking for like a chocolatey, nutty, smooth. It almost reminds me of like Austin Powers. Okay. So I don't quite get the nut. That sounds terrible. But yeah, thanks Double I for the follow. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the suggestions and support and hints when I've needed them combat wise. But it starts out very chocolatey. All right. And you can tell it's a dark roast just because of um, the aftertaste of it. It actually probably reminds me a lot of your Rev Pops. You'd probably be, how can you not get the nut disappointed? No, I get it. It would actually probably, you'd probably be very into this cup of coffee, because the aftertaste reminds me a lot of the Rev that you drink. But so it's got that sweet undertone throughout the entire tasting, which is very delightful. And again, it's a dark roast. You know, I'm a sucker for dark roast. Um, but I don't. I might get a little bit of a nutty taste at the end. It's very subtle. It might be the way I'm preparing it. As always, I talk to you guys about the different types of preparation that you can have for coffees. I know once we get into this deeper, I know I've been saying this for a long time, but get a pour over, get that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, but Cafe Caramel, it's flavored sugar. But as we get deeper into this, I do plan on expanding my repertoire of roasting, or not roasting, but preparation techniques. For right now, probably for the first year of this that we're doing this, we're probably just going to stick to the drip pot. But as I've talked about before, um, the pour overs would definitely enunciate those flavors a lot better. I probably would be able to pull the nutty taste out. It still sounds really weird to say when I'm talking about coffee. Um, but yeah, definitely the chocolatey flavor is very subtle, but it's very pronounced, and it carries throughout the entire tasting. It's not a very bitter cup of coffee at all. It's very smooth. It's got a little bit of a kick of bitterness at the end, like when I'm talking and the aromas are still floating around in the mouth. Um, um, it lingers, and it's not like a bad linger. It sticks around for a while. Um, but yeah, it's a very delightful cup of coffee. I'm looking forward to drinking it this week. Out of our 10 cups, I'd probably give it an 8. Just because it checks all my boxes. Kind of like the last week's one, it probably would have ranked higher, except it was kind of a one-hit wonder when it came to flavor. This one, it kind of seems the same way, but it's a lot more of my cup of coffee. You can taste, I mean, I'm a sucker for dark roast. I will always be a sucker for dark roast. Dark roasts are naturally, therefore, going to rate higher on our scales. If anything's going to taste better than mud, you are not wrong, Father. It's definitely something that I am going to enjoy drinking this week. But for now, that was our roast rate. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was a pretty much a shorter one, but I didn't have any monkey poop. We did that one too. How we doing, fish? Welcome in. And I filled up my cup all the way, like a chucklehead, so I don't have to go to fill it up the rest of the way. But yeah, it's definitely the mushroom coffee wasn't that bad compared to the monkey poop and the mud. But we will give it an 8. It is a lovely, delightful cup of coffee. So the plan for future roast rates, next week we will have the Costa Rican bean that I got for the bean sub this month. Or last month, the bean sub last month. And then we will have Noah's, what was that, Noah? It looks delightful, whatever it is. The bourbon infused one. Roast rates. Peach bourbon infused coffee looks awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Just because I'm a huge whiskey fan. I always have been. Probably get it from my mother. But life's going good. I cannot complain. Fish called. We did some bailing today. It was lovely. It's a beautiful day outside. We finally got a break from the mugginess. And things are good. I got a nice full cup of coffee. Got no complaints. And so that'll do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. It was quite a delicious cup of coffee. There is quite a delicious cup of coffee.